Hello everyone, my name is Trip Starlight and I welcome you back to the Starlight Observatory for our Star Slug reading club with an actual book! Woo! Well, by that I mean like a book that you read with that it's just text. Anyway.
A novel, right?
Yes, a novel, that's right. And I'm here with my friends, Dr. Toto Hex and Realm, but we also have a new friend! Yay! We have Faye!
Woo!
Yay! So, yeah, I'm Trips. You probably already know me. I'm gonna let my friends introduce themselves, but you may know them, but you might not. So let's go. Who wants to go first?
Hello, I'm the Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle. Roger-chan. Hello, hello.
Very nice. Hello, my name is Realm, Professor Guide to the Stars, and local Thimblet lover. Happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Feyble. I'm a book fairy, and I will be taking your name.
Oh.
That's great. Also, thank you for joining the observatory, Faye. And the Owl! Thank you! So, yeah, the first book that novel that we're reading, when we're getting back into novels, I picked Legends and Lattes because I just thought it's a very cute, short book. And I think the opinion is that it is a cute short book.
So cute, so
Very
short.
very book.
I consumed it exclusively through breaks at work,
Nice.
in about a week and a half.
Nice.
Honestly, that's a pretty good way to consume it. I feel like
Yeah.
I consumed it too fast, and it felt like time passed too fast.
Yeah, I had a couple people tell me they read it in like one day, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because it's just short and sweet, and it was initially written for NaNoWriMo, and then they like edited it, and then it got traditionally published after being indie published, which is pretty cool for them.
Oh, it's really cool. Wow.
Travis Baldree, yeah. So to pitch the book, it's about an orc, a retired adventurer orc who has decided to retire from that life that I just said, because I just said retire. And open up a cafe instead that sells like coffee, and like that's her biggest dream. And that's like she doesn't think about how the logistics of that, but she has the dream and she knows that she can make it happen.
In a world where no one knows what coffee is, though.
Yes, no one knows what coffee is, but she thinks it'll work out.
It is a gnomish delight that is yet to be seen.
Thank you for gifting a sub to Faye, Toto. That's great.
Enjoy the emo.
Oh wow, okay.
Please enjoy especially the wiggly.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
The wiggly is important, yes.
okay, but yeah, I guess that's the basic premise of the book. So this is a really short book, so like we can. Oh, Bass, hello! Thank you very much for the 14 months. Welcome. I mean, we can go chapter by chapter like we did with other things, but I also feel like it's so tiny. It's like we can just talk about the whole thing and it's fine. We can bounce around, and I think it'll be all right. So I think the most important thing, I guess, to like start is that in the prologue she gets Viv, the orc, with her big dream to open a cafe. She gets the Scalvert skull, or she gets the thing within the Scalvert skull, right?
The stone, the Scalvert
The stone within. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I just read that, and that's like all she wanted. And then she just like leaves her friends behind and never talks to them. She's just like bye, and just like goes to start her dream.
She just deuce out of there.
She's
Okay.
just like bye.
I have a question. What is a Scalvert? Because I looked it up and I couldn't find anything there
I
either.
think it's a made up thing that in the book.
Is it? I couldn't really picture it. It was.
I'm not sure what it is either, to be honest. I thought it in my brain it was like a basilisk or like a big spider, but it literally just says that it's dead in the book.
Yeah.
So what's so funny is I just did a quick Google because I at no point thought about that. And it had to be really only named for the book. But they took a lot of inspo from D&D, so I was trying to hopefully like get a sense of what it was through D&D. I don't know.
Yeah.
All my
But
D&D
in
knowledge
case
is
it's, like,
useless.
it's like they're almost extinct, and like they have like that one stone or gem or something.
Like only the queen does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes you. Apparently, it brings fortune upon you, which is what they say at first.
Yeah,
Or
there's
with
like a rhyme that goes with the Scalarit Stone. Just like, well nigh to Thamic line, the Scalarit Stone of Fire draws the Ring of Fortune, aspect of Heart's Desire. I just have the book in front of me. I didn't memorize
The
it.
idea is like you put it in the ley lines, and then you get fortune drawn to you. Is what apparently it says. So she finds a town where there's a ley line, and Johanna just like buries it, like you guys said.
Yeah, she goes and finds the like the place that she thinks the ley line runs through, because like I think the stone like kind of tells her, right? She can feel it,
Yeah, I think
and
so.
she sees it's like a rundown livery. So she goes and figures out who owns it. She just quickly buys it, and then she just kind of sets up room for the night in like a rundown, falling apart livery.
Yeah.
And there's like horse stuff everywhere. At first.
Yeah. It's like she went to a parking garage with her pet rock, with her lucky pet rock. And she's just like, yep, this is where I'm going to open up my shop, my business from now on and live.
A parking garage. It really is a guest parking garage.
Yeah.
A horribly managed parking garage.
Oh, it truly is. Yeah, she does that. She meets Lainey, who's the old lady down the road. She shows up a few times throughout the book.
I like her as a character. She's
Yeah. Yeah, she's just like, hey, that's nice. You're here. She seems friendly. I don't know. I didn't find anything suspicious about her. I don't know about you all, but
I think they said she was a witch, but I didn't get anything witchy vibes from her. It just seemed like an old lady.
oh yeah, she cackles, I guess, a lot. I guess
Yeah.
it could be witch-like.
She was a little giggly, yeah.
Yeah.
Now run along, dear.
Yeah, but she didn't seem mean. She seemed more like, like kind of set in her ways because she's still old.
And I don't know, I think half of us read the book physically and half of us read it on audiobook, but I really like in the book how every chapter has a little picture at the top, which is really great for recalling what's happening in the chapter because it's always related to it. It's a cute
always
detail.
really nice. Yeah.
Cute little detail. And the fonts for all the menus are really nice too.
So yeah, get that. I need to buy the book now.
Yeah.
The physical
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah. And I think my favorite thing about it is that Thimble's on the cover, but he's hiding on the back.
Because of course
How'd I
the
notice
baby
that?
is.
Yeah.
He is the sweetest bean in the world.
Yes, he's a genius. Is what he is. But I guess before Thimble, Viv realizes, she's like, okay, we gotta fix up this place. So she goes down to the docks, and she just like watches to find somebody who's like not getting work, or somebody that's like being left out but seems to know what they're doing. And she finds it's like a hobgoblin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they just call him a hob. I don't know if you have played a lot of D&D, but I really liked that they included a hobgoblin because they tend to be a very martial role and they don't have a lot of personality. But I really liked that this author was like, nah, they can have personalities, it's fine. But yeah, she walks up to him. His name is Calamity, but he goes by Cal, and he agrees to go work and build the basically her cafe for her, and she helps out in getting the materials and such like that. And I guess, yeah, I think that's it. He's like, this is everything you need. It looks kind of crappy in here. It's gonna be a lot of work. You're gonna have to help me out a lot.
Give me all your
They do
money.
it. This is like a very side note, but this is the second book I've read in 6 months that has a character named Calamity in it. It's very weird. That's happened twice, but that's alright.
If
I'm
you
not-
had a nickel, right?
If I had a nickel, yeah. Of course, that character in the other book was actually named Calamity Ganon, which was much weirder.
Oh, okay. Well, that's.
And it wasn't a Zelda book either.
Wait, what?
Nope. Her name was just Calamity Ganon.
Interesting.
but different book. Yeah, reading Zelda fanfiction. Yep.
And for the people who read the audiobook, it was really fun to hear them actually voice Cal because he just goes, Like, he's like,
Yeah, literally, he's like,
like his thoughts and everything.
I was
You're
having
gonna
Dark
need
Crystal
this.
flashbacks to like the Skelkies.
Oh, you were doing that.
I was doing that in my head, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, did you two enjoy? I guess was it a good experience with the audiobook?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So it was. He did a lot of voices so well.
Good.
I loved it.
I was iffy about it at first because I was like, oh, I don't know about a male voice for the story about like lesbians. But then no, he did a lot of good voices. And by the end I loved it. I was like, yes, I'm all here.
Yeah, I mean he wrote the book and he narrated it, and I think it's really cool when an author has like the skills to do that. Yeah.
I'll do that. I should do that.
Yeah, it's neato to me. Go ahead.
Go read the book. It's real good, super fast. Read the book with no spoilers.
Oh yeah, go read the book.
Yeah, it's very low stakes though, so it's not like there's any like big spoilers or
Yes,
anything.
it's high fantasy
really
and low stakes, but it's
Yeah.
a great, wonderful 250 pages of a book. But good night. Thanks for stopping in. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so they build the house. Chapter 4 is just like a bag of coffee beans for the the picture, and they start building, and then eventually, yeah, Cal's like, you're gonna need a sign, and they start arguing about what they want to call the cafe. They still don't have
Cal's
a name.
kind of a tsundere. He acts like he doesn't care. He's like, I'm all gruff and hobgoblin
Yeah.
like. But no, he really cares. It's kind of cute.
Yeah, he reminds me of a lot of like the dad that's like, don't boy the cat, and then he actually loves the cat in the end.
Yeah. He doesn't say anything, but you just see him like petting the cat.
Yeah.
Or he like just bring milk
He's the
to
one who
cat
makes
every
sure the cat has like a space outside. He builds the catio.
Mm-hmm.
day. We do actually have them but like build a catio, and then the cat never uses it. Like a real cat.
I know. It's true. It's true. They basically get done with everything. And then at the end, as Viv is hoisting up the chandelier, they get a delivery. And the delivery is coffee beans. Or no, it's not a delivery. Wait, there's a delivery later. But before the delivery, the dumb people show up.
Oh yeah.
The dude named Lack shows up. And he's like, hey, you're gonna have to pay a tax to the madrigal, just so you know. And Viv's like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. At the end of the story, Lack didn't seem too bad.
No.
He was just kind of doing his job.
Yeah, he was just a dude doing what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hat fiend.
Big hat man.
Yeah, big hat man. Yeah.
I appreciate a good hat, though. I'll be honest.
That's true. Yeah, I can
I
appreciate
respect
one.
But at the end, he seemed more like, I wouldn't say he's like Kiryu from Yakuza, but he seemed more like that type who he's just like, I'm just here to do my job, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just the enforcer of this job.
I'm just the enforcer, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just here to do it. He
Yeah.
appears to be antagonist, but in a really respectable and just holding order, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What would be a analogy for him? I don't know.
Kiryu's alright, I think, from Yakuza.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's not as sexy as Kiryu is. He's more flamboyant.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. They do put the finishing touches on the house. They install an oven because maybe Viv would like to cook her own food, and she's like, "Why do I need that?" At first, it's like maybe
She
you
was
wanna
really
make-
reluctant.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah, but I was also like, aren't you going to live here, dude? Like, where are you going to eat?
Out all the time. Like a true bachelor.
Yeah, I get the impression that she was definitely not the group cook in the adventuring party.
Yeah.
Or like when
No.
it was her turn to cook, everybody was like, ugh.
Yeah, that's some himbo life. Himbo lesbian.
You live in that himbo life. Oh. Yeah, and Cal is like giving it. He's like, just in case the bean water doesn't work out, you can have the stove and cook
Bean
things
water.
for people.
Yes.
Oh, it's cute.
And doesn't he drink some here? She lets him
She
try
does
some.
try to make him some, but it's not as like good as it would normally
Or
be. He's
he
like,
drinks
I
some
guess I get it.
black, basically, right? And he just goes, mm.
He's like,
Interesting.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Yeah. Oh, yes, and another thing that Cal does that's great, he's like, you're just making up all these words. What the heck is a latte? What the heck is a barista? You can't just go around.
You just willy-nilly make these words.
Yeah.
Oh man, he would hate Starbucks. Venti. Yeah, let me get a venti frappuccino latte.
Yeah.
He would have his very normal
No, I feel like he'd like a frappuccino.
Yeah, a frappuccino, yeah. Yeah, totally. So, it's, yeah, I think the coffee... Isn't that the coffee? No, it's just named after the Gnomish barista who invented them. I think the latte diameter.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like they reinvented how the name was invented.
Yes, they reinvented it, yeah.
which is a really cute detail. Like, if you're a coffee buff, that's like a really fun, like, universe detail they have.
It's true. It is true. You think, yeah, so then Viv realizes that she needs somebody to help her out, who knows how to, like, market things, because otherwise no one's going to show up at the shop. Because at this point, she just thinks the Scalvert Stone is just going to help her gain all the luck and get all the people to come in, and she doesn't have to do much, but that's clearly not the only thing that she'll need to do. So she goes and puts up a wanted sign for someone to help her. They'll get compensation and, what does it say? Advancement opportunities. Yes, and patience is
yes.
a plus.
I would apply. I would like to advance through her opportunity.
Right? So she's expecting the Scalvert Stone to basically present the right person to her. And I guess the right person shows up. Because let's see, she's described as having glossy black hair, severely cut at chin length. She wears breeches and with a dark sweater. Her face was aristocratic, her eyes dark, and she has short stubs of horns parting her hair with a hint of dusty magenta in her skin and a whipcord tail, and she is a succubus. And her name is Tandri, and she has applied for the job.
Well, she walked in and demanded the job.
That's true. She doesn't really get an interview. She's just like, I'm working here now.
This is my home now. Congratulations, you have me.
Tandri definitely is the top of the relationship, it seems.
I love
Yes.
her.
I love Tandri. She's so good.
I really like Tandria too. She's so cute and good. But yeah, because Viv doesn't really know how to explain what she needs, and Tandri's like, so you need this? And eventually they come to a conclusion that okay, this is what you're selling. Okay, this is what you need. All right, I'll help out.
I feel Viv's gay panic though. When she
Yeah,
walks
the
in,
gay
though.
panic.
I know, it's so quartz. I know, I mean, I really haven't thought this far. I'm like,
Yeah.
that
This far.
mood, man. I appreciate that.
I didn't think I would get this far.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd get this far. Yeah, they all they agree in the end, and then that's it for the day. She's just like, all right, I'll come back later. And Tandri leaves, and Viv is happy, but she also hears thudding on her roof at night, and she's like, what the heck is that? But she keeps hearing it, and she's just not well, I'm not getting mugged at night, or no one's breaking into my house, so I guess it's fine. And she just goes to sleep.
No. Oh, did we mention that hat guy wants money from them? By the
Yeah,
end of
he
the-
wants a quarterly tax paid to the
Yeah.
madrigal, and Viv is like, no. I'm not doing that.
Good taxes.
We'll see how that
But
bears
it's
out.
more protection money from the local gang.
Some people call that extortion. Yeah, it's it's like the madrigal is like the keeper of the area, right? To keep things safer. Yeah, so it's like a tax, I guess, or extortion. A gang tax.
I like how all the races in this world like aren't doing their like usual quote unquote like stereotypical type jobs or classes.
Yeah.
That's nice to see.
Like later on when you meet one of Viv's old friends, they're just like, well, they're this thing, but they love this thing instead. They're like, yep, just don't ask me to do my stereotypical thing and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh.
That is true. I think also some of the races that are highlighted that were more important, or like just things like Stone Fae is a concept in here. I'd like to know more about them because I think this is very clearly rooted in like Dungeons and Dragons type of literature that has come out previously, and I feel like some of the like when they try to make more exotic races, they just kind of take it from other cultures. And just seeing something that's like oh, a Stone Fae, that's just like a you know, that can be a thing and that's fine and it's not making anybody mad. It's nice to see that, honestly. But yeah, let's see. Go skimming through the book as we go along. Oh yeah, Viv wasn't concerned. She knew Tangy would show up the next morning, so she does.
And this is where they start the like free samples kind of thing, right?
Yeah, she's like, well, you have to like give samples. You can't just expect people to just come and buy it.
Yeah, especially if they don't know what it is.
Yeah, Andrew goes out and buys something, and it's a chalkboard, so they can like write a menu on it.
Literally, they're reinventing cafes.
Yes,
in the world. I love it.
Yes. And like Viv tries to like pitch, she like is explaining to Tandry like, oh, this is how I experienced it in the gnomish like cafe that I went to, and this is how it was, so we have to do it like that. And Tandry's like, okay.
Tandry's like, yeah, that's real cute. We're gonna do it this way though.
Yeah, literally.
And
Charming story, not my problem.
Oh, poor Bimbo Viv or Himbo Viv is basically like, oh my goodness, like I don't know, people just kind of went in. That's how I went in there.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
People just kind of come in to my restaurant.
Yeah. And then finally, she gets her coffee machine delivered.
Yeah.
By her old adventuring mate, Rune. So then she's really excited, so she finally makes coffee the quotation marks right way.
Yeah, and then doesn't Cal stop by again?
Yeah, Cal stops by too. Cal stops by, and I think Lainey shows up too. And they all drink it.
I don't think Lainey tries it.
Lainey doesn't try it. She's just like, what's that?
Lainey was the pity buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just wanted.
Yeah, she's your old mom who's like, that's great.
Good for you, honey.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you. I'm glad you have your business. Oh.
But no, Cal drinks the latte, and then he's like, before he was like, well, now it's like,
He is. Yeah, bean water with milk. He's in a stage whisper peering around the edge.
Oh yeah, and then like doesn't like no, he tries some of Tandry's, right? And then Tandry's like, actually, can I have that back now, please?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, well, wow, this is better than I thought.
Kind of good. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah. He says,
like it's
well,
like
shit.
the first time you drink like coffee that's not just black coffee, it is an experience, right?
Yeah,
So
it
you
is.
start with
You're
black
like,
coffee.
oh, it's not that bitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't taste like straight dirt anymore. Actually,
Yeah.
I drink coffee black if I need to sometimes.
That's true. I usually drink coffee black, actually. I don't think it tastes like dirt, but I do understand why people would
But,
think
you
it
know.
does. Yeah,
Just kind of
yeah.
exactly.
Oh gosh. It's well shit, milky bean water, I'll be damned. Oh, Cal's so funny. So
Yeah, like how he explained it, like to Tangerine.
mhm.
Oh yeah, it's milky bean water, and it's just like, well, at first you didn't accept it, but now you got it.
Now
Yeah.
you get it. Yeah, now you get it.
And then like
Yeah.
fighting over it. And then Viv's just like, yes.
Yeah. Tandri also decides on the name of the building, and her name is the correct name, which is Legends and Lattes.
And it's great.
Yep,
And credits.
that's true. So they're opening up tomorrow. They don't have any. Well, yeah. Hopefully there won't be any blood. But Tandri says, okay. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, they don't have any advertisements at first, and then they don't really get anybody. And then Lainey shows up, and like Pity gives them like these like terrible fig tarts that were inedible, and nobody wanted to eat them. And so instead, they decide to have free samples, limited supply, to get people to come in and actually try the free coffee, because nobody knows what coffee is in this world. I probably didn't say that, but nobody knows what coffee really is except for the gnomish people in this very specific town.
Yeah.
I should
Which is where Empress tried it while she was out adventuring with her adventuring maids.
Yes. Yes, she does. And then eventually people start showing up.
Mm-hmm. It's so slow. It's still going.
Yeah, still slow going. People are still trying. Oh gosh.
One of the people who shows up is a little ratkin.
It's true.
Yeah.
One is a little ratkin, and he's the one that shows up like more than once too. Like he keeps coming back to get his free samples of coffee.
Yeah. I know Realm loves his character, so Realm.
Oh my god, he is just so. Just you ever get like hyper aggressive with something very cute? Like that's how I feel about him.
I love Thimble too. So the next day, when they start charging for coffee, Tandri writes on the chalkboard, like coffee, rich drink, brewed with gnomish beans, and latte coffee with milk, creamy and delicious, and then eventually they change it to like the finer taste for the working gentle lady while they're doing it.
I mean, that's basically what coffee is, right?
Yeah, basically what coffee is. Also, I think during these days, the Thalmic Academy guy shows up and he doesn't want to buy anything because coffee's gross, ew. And
He doesn't like hot
Oh,
drink.
yeah, what's his name again?
oh gosh, his name
Oh,
They
I know
call
his
him
nickname
him
is
and
Hem.
he hates it.
Yeah,
Hem,
is
yeah,
it?
Hem.
Like
Yeah.
Hemingway?
Is it Hemington?
It's Hemington.
Hemington.
Yeah.
Right.
Ah, Hemington.
Mm.
Yeah. When I first saw him come in and like just sit in the coffee shop and do nothing, I was like, yeah, that's pretty typical for a coffee shop. Maybe he's been to one before in like the gnomish town because he seemed like kind of like upper class, and he, like it was Viv who didn't know that like that's just something that people do.
Yeah.
But no,
But no,
he's
he's
just there to like study the energies of the area.
yeah, because you can tell there's like a ley line going through the livery, the cafe. And she's like,
Kind of just like random dude just sitting, not buying anything.
yeah, it's true. And so, that's a thing. He will show up again.
Mm-hmm.
There were repeat customers. The Ratkin shows up again. There's a few other people too. Like the washing lady, I think. The laundry lady shows up.
They mentioned her a time or two, yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, well, we have regulars now. So, like, we're going to end the samples. They end the samples. The student, Hemington, keeps coming back.
And not buying anything.
Not buying anything.
Yeah, I like how Tangy really took the lead. Viv is just like Viv felt personally like you just get overwhelmed easily, and you're like, I wonder where I should. Tangerie's like, let me handle this.
Yeah.
Easy
Yeah.
I
peasy.
use this a lot of the times.
Yes. She certainly
That's
does.
okay.
Plus, and it also shows that Tandri she went to like the academy and like actually knows things about what he's talking about, the ley lines
Yeah.
and everything. Which was like, ooh, she used to be a student, but she dropped out. And she's like, yeah, she went for personal interests. And then when Hemington leaves, Tantry writes on the chalkboard, purchase required to enjoy the dining area.
Because the first time we hung out for like 3.5 hours, said, oh, thank you, and then just peaced out.
And she left. Yeah. Yeah, and then Hemington's like, well, I would buy something, but I don't want your hot drinks. Hot drinks suck, which I have a few friends like that, so I guess I understand, but...
I can understand and still think that's some weak nonsense.
Right?
Weak mentality.
It's true. And then they meet the dire cat that lives, like, in the area as well.
Yes, Amity.
The giant cat, Amity, yeah.
I love that name, too.
How big did you imagine Amity to be?
Be, like, tiger-sized.
Oh, geez. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking anywhere between, like, a little bigger, and I thought on the big end, probably, like, if they really stretched, they could reach the ceiling.
Oh, shoot.
That's really big.
I know, I wanted to be a big cat.
Yeah, because people, like, were really scared.
I mean, people are scared of cats if they're, like, bigger than, like, tiny little babies, so, I mean...
True.
At least in my experience, but...
Yeah, it was definitely like a Maine Coon. It was like a wildcat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Okay. Yeah, the dire cat doesn't leave. Even though Viv tries to get her to leave.
You mentioned that the terrible fig tarts that Lainey left were eaten by the
by Amity.
Find out who stole them, who ate the terrible fig tarts.
It's true. Things are happening. Oh, and then unfortunately, the dire cat sticks around. Well, fortunately, the dire cat sticks around because the real asshole shows up. Venice strides into the shop. And he's like, hey, Viv. How's it going? I don't want to interrupt, but you have a grand opening? Then he's like, oh yeah, this cafe has a ring of fortune to it. And Viv is like, oh no.
Yeah, we should probably explain who he is. He is an elf who was in Viv's like adventuring party before and then just never get along. He's like kind of like a elf rogue, it seems like.
You're right, sorry.
Yeah, he's kind of an ass. He's kind of like a racist asshole.
Yeah.
And he's just like, maybe even if he's not racist, he's like elitist, you know?
Every
he's
character.
Like, I'm better than you. I know better than everyone else.
Yeah.
I deserve to get the Scalvert stone.
Right. How do you two feel about Fennis?
I respect the game.
Yeah?
But I don't understand. Like, no matter how much he talks and explains it, I don't get why it matters so much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt he was, he wasn't dumb, but he was quite literally making himself believe in his own, like, pseudo-prophecy of, well, you know, in reality, fate led me to knowing about it, so therefore you should give me it. Like, it didn't belong to you, or just like, oh, you just, I don't know, they didn't go too in-depth about the circumstances how she left. Like, they covered it, but not specifically about, like, the job where they encountered the stone. But...
So, like... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. But, like I said, about either way, like, I don't... He just made himself, like, sound delusional in his own. Like, he hyped himself up for it.
Do you know how, like, a kid won't want a chocolate bar until they know that a chocolate bar is an option?
Yeah.
That's how he reminded me. He's like, I didn't want this, but now that I know it exists and you have it, I have to have it.
Yeah. And especially since it was, like, Viv who had it, and he really doesn't like Viv. He's never liked Viv. He's like, I can't believe Viv got something that I clearly deserve.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really a brat about it. You're right, Faye. Oh.
It's just like, dude, just you're an adventurer, right? Just literally go.
I don't know, man. Just get good.
Get another one. Just go.
Get good.
I love that.
Sounds like a skill issue.
to
It's
steal
true.
his shoe.
Yeah, but he's like a roguish, beefy boy. So he's like, yeah, it's just Viv. I could take Viv any day. I could take this from her.
True. Unfortunately, another adversary shows up at the cafe. It's Kellen, who also, I think, yeah, they also work for the Madrigal, but like it's a person that Tangy doesn't like instead.
I think Kellen's worse than Finnis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you want to tell us about Kellen?
So, Kellen's just your regular college boy, right?
Mhm.
Like, he just has an obsession, which is what Tenji calls it. He has an obsession with her.
Mhm.
And he's just your regular entitled dude bro.
Yeah. That's exactly it. He just
Well,
thinks
no,
he
that's
deserves
not how I would put it. I would put it as he's the entitled dude bro who like falls in love with a lesbian and then goes, "It's because you haven't had good D yet."
Oh well, yeah, that's also it.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I would say he's like the pompous, gets everything he wants, but he deliberately went into a rough crowd because he never he finds it fascinating that he's in the rough crowd and that he works for them, and then he's like continuing to try to get what he wants.
Yeah.
Like, here's the deal, though. Like, be good or be good at it. You know what I mean? Like, he's not good at being, like, a rough and tumble, like,
No.
guy.
yeah.
It's just like, no, he's a coward and he just uses like the gang's name to like scare people, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true. But thankfully, one good person comes to the shop, or the cafe. I keep saying shop, cafe. And it is the little ratkin. The little ratkin is like, the little ratkin is very cute. His name is Thimble. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he does talk, it has like, he tries to express what he wants in as little words as possible. And he basically expresses that he wants to bring something to eat with the coffee to Viv, and Viv's like, okay. And he's like, tomorrow I'll bring it to you.
Oh
Can
yeah.
I just say, like, when I read his lines, I read it as latte.
Actually not too far from how they read it in the audiobook.
Is it? That's so funny.
Yeah, it was just like,
Yeah.
please. It's like, please, trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Cookies.
It's so good.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
such a
such a joy
baby.
to hear it, and like when I was driving around, I'm like, I didn't need to blast audio, but I'm just like, wait, I really want to hear Thimble.
Oh. So he does. Thimble comes the next day with a cloth wrapped lump that's trailed wisps of steam. It smells warm, yeasty, and sweet with cinnamon. And so he has brought some beautiful looking cinnamon rolls for them to try with the coffee, and they're delicious. Because Thimble is a very talented baker,
Yeah.
and he's
He's
just
got, like trailing dust not dust, flour everywhere.
flour. Yeah, he has flour everywhere.
That's my favorite detail about him, actually.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's really cute because rats like to keep their hands really clean, so I'm constantly imagining him like flicking it off.
Oh my god, I can imagine him like rolling his hand in his hand a little bit, like
Yeah, yeah.
which helps because he
Wearing,
likes
like,
to knead the dough.
Baker's gear and it's all slightly oversized because he's so small.
Have you guys ever seen Angelina Ballerina?
Yes.
Okay, so that's how so Angelina, for anyone who doesn't know, Angelina Ballerina was a series of books and then later on a show and some dolls of a little mouse village community, and everything was just sized out for them, and that's how I imagine his stuff is like, it's just everything mouse size.
Oh,
Yeah, they probably do make small things anyway if there's like gnomes and halflings, so.
that's true. But I still imagine him to be even smaller than those.
Oh
at
yeah,
least.
he probably is a little bit.
The hat probably falls a little bit on his face.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Yeah, Tangy was excited about it. They're all excited to eat it. Everyone likes it. And then they basically negotiate like, oh, if you make these, for the cafe, I'll give you like 4 silver a week, and so you can keep selling your baked goods and
all the coffee.
and yeah, all the coffee you want and free because he's like free
coffee.
Yeah.
He's like free coffee.
Yeah. Thimble, you can have all the coffee you want, says Viv.
Yeah, like they eat the cinnamon roll and they're like, this is the best fucking thing I've ever eaten in my life.
I get it. If you've never had a cinnamon roll before and like this adorable little rat makes you like the one, I would also.
Yeah, freshly baked cinnamon roll too.
Yeah.
I love how much Tindri likes sweets. I think that's such a fun
I know.
work of her character.
Yes.
The little tail, the whip of her tail. She's like,
yeah.
"Whoop, whoop." Oh my goodness.
Because it's exciting. And
I think it's something I would have loved more of in general, like race quirks to show like characters, like in how someone's feeling.
That's true.
Or I don't know if it's like race quirks or just like quirks of their like physicality.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's what I meant.
Like their personality.
That is
like,
true.
Their personality shines through their physicality. There we go. That's a better way to say it.
That is nicer, yes.
Yeah, because you're right. Tandri is the only one that has anything that's very distinctually I'm a fantasy character thing. That everybody else could just be whatever. But I think it's all right that it's in a fantasy world.
Like, yeah, we rarely ever even bring up. Well, no, we do bring up that Viv is like super buff, and huge, all the time. We do talk about that.
Yeah, she is a big buff green lady. That is true.
Yeah, and she can like intimidate people. Her like intimidation stat is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't talk about her skin color all that often. Which, you know what, not that important.
No, it's not. Yeah, just for to describe the character, and then you're good to go.
Exactly.
So Thimble comes in the next day with like a list of ingredients that need to be purchased so he can make the cinnamon rolls. So Viv goes and gets them.
She goes on a little shopping trip with her son.
Oh yeah, but no, it's really cute because Thimble's like, "Hi, he's like, I'll show you where to go and get them," but he wants coffee first.
You gotta go coffee before you go shopping, right?
Have coffee before you go shopping. So they buy all of the ingredients. He asks for a latte while he's making the cinnamon rolls. Who comes in? Someone comes in. Oh, Lainey comes in and she's like, what's this amazing baking? You don't want my fig cakes? She doesn't say that. But she is like, she acts like, oh, I'm a bit of a baker myself. I'll take the recipes. Like she's on the same level as Thimble, but really she just wants to eat his delicious treats.
Yeah, she's like, save some for me.
Save some for me. And then at the end of the day, they add cinnamon rolls to the menu. Yeah, and Viv questions Tandri for having them cost so much. They're like 4 bits, which is like a lot more than anything else. And Tandri's like, trust me, they're gonna go.
Yeah, for sure. Tandri's got the business mind.
That's true.
Viv is really good at like getting people. She's the people person.
Yeah, she's the people person. And even though Hemington is showing up, he won't eat. He doesn't want to eat the cinnamon roll still. He's like, bread? Ew. like, bro.
Well, I couldn't think of anything else to not like, so I just, no.
Can't have bread.
Yeah, he's like, I don't eat bread.
What do you eat? You don't drink hot drinks? You don't eat bread?
Yeah, what do you like?
What do you eat, sir? How do you live?
How do you live? It's true, no coffee, no bread. What are you doing?
No.
I mean, gluten allergy is a real thing, but still.
Okay. He doesn't have allergies. He's literally just picky.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Let's see, chapter 15. Oh, okay. In chapter 15, Cal is like, about the cinnamon rolls because they're very good. And then Pendry shows up for the first time.
More like,
Is that what it sounds like?
That's how I imagine it. Delicious and
That's silly.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, so he's like a big dude that looks like a farmhand shows up in the shop with like this weird instrument, and he asks if he can like entertain. He wants to be like the cafe bard or whatever. And she's like, okay. Viv says it's fine. So he does that. He's so scared to play, and then when he does, it's just like so loud and raw wailing. It's not a lute. It's like some slate-like stone underneath strings with silver pins embedded in it.
I think he said it was, at that point, it was a harmonic lute, or...
Yeah, it's something like he made, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's like, why is this... Nobody likes it in the cafe, and so he just leaves.
Well, he doesn't like have a start. He just like starts doing it, and it's loud and aggressive, and he should have started off with something smaller.
That's true, it's true. And he's like shocked. He's like, why is everyone so scared? I have to leave. Yeah, you're right. I just read that part again. So he goes. Viv is like, that's too bad. Oh, and then honestly, probably my favorite part of the book is that Tandry's trying to figure out who the dude that plays chess by himself is playing with. And she like can't figure it out.
That's such a cute B story.
Yeah. She's like, who's he playing with? And this like starts here. She's like, I'll catch him sometime. And they'll show up again. The next day, Thimble has more requests because he wants to make something new. So he asks for like currants, like what is it, cardamom, oranges. And Viv is like, I don't even know what that is, but I'll go find them. And she does that, and like the vendor that they bought things from initially was like, yeah, Thimble's a freaking genius. Just let him make whatever he wants to make and you'll be happy. Which is good. And then the famed Thimblets are created. I don't know. Realm, you've talked a lot about Thimblets. What are
I
Thimblets?
have. I literally, every other time, it is a lovely translation for a biscotti. Essentially, which I happen to love. My mom likes to make them. We actually make them double baked, so they're extra crunchy. And I do love his choice of flavors because I love oranges in mine. I love anything citrus personally, but they are, oh my god, they work. And I love how he also finds his own way. It's just like, you have to dip them in the coffee. I'm like, yes, you know how to serve your food.
It's true.
Hell yeah.
It's true. Yeah, he makes them specifically to be dipped in coffee, which is what biscotti are for, right? So it's cute. Yeah. Like he knows how to do it.
Yeah, and I love the whole description of the spice shop.
Yeah.
Because occasionally my mom would like to go to like these different shops that if they have like something interesting, they always bring back something new.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's how he stumbled in there and then just figured out what it was, and all of a sudden somebody new coming in going like, oh my god, how do you live like this? And they're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm good.
It's true. One of the problems they have though, because Thimble's baking all the time, is that it's really hot in the cafe. So Cal comes back and he gives them like a fan, like an auto circulator, right? So now it's not so hot in there. So Cal still has a part of the plot, which is nice. Because he's really funny.
About the time you miss him, they find a reason to use him again, and I love that.
It's true. It's true. Chapter 15 has a book on it. Let's see. Oh yeah, Pendry comes back and he wants to have another try. This time he brings a normal traditional lute and he starts singing like softly, or singing like traditional songs, or songs people like know. And he everybody likes him. He has a much better reception this time, and now they have a regular entertainer at the cafe. So yeah, I guess just as like a oh sorry,
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh yes, hello.
I got disconnected. My entire internet shut down.
Oh no, I couldn't tell.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you
I'm
were
on my
just
phone.
listening to me.
Uh,
I'm so sorry. Are you doing okay?
I'm trying to reconnect. It's okay.
Okay.
I can be on the call on my phone.
Okay.
Hopefully my PNG is still working.
All right.
But yeah, no. Wait, we were talking about Pendry, right? I think I
Yeah.
was gonna say something.
Yeah, I
and
just
then-
talked about the second time Pendry comes in.
Oh,
But you
Wait.
could talk about the first time too.
The first time, he has an electric guitar. That's what it is. It's a magic electric
Oh.
guitar.
You're right.
That's why they say like a little black slab behind the thing, because electric guitars don't have a hole there. They have that like slab.
Oh right.
I think
So he
So there's
comes
a
in and he
guitar, but I
plays like
had no
rock
idea.
music and he plays like heavy metal.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone's like really confused because they've never heard rock music before. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What did you say, Faye?
I said I recognize the idea of it as a guitar. It didn't occur to me that it would be an electric guitar though.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, because they were saying like it wails and there's like a unearthly sound. And if it's like the first time you hear an electric guitar, that's definitely what it sounds like. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're totally right.
The one thing that pisses me off about Pendry is how much his name sounds like Tandry. And
Yeah,
listening to the audio book,
yeah.
it gets confusing.
I agree. It's Pendry and Tandry would get totally confusing. Hello, Orvar. Welcome. Thank you for joining the observatory. Yeah, I think one good thing that comes out of the Thimblets, is that Hemington finally has something to eat. 'Cause he likes those. It's just so silly. Ugh.
I mean, it's not bread, so.
It's not bread. It's true. It's
Yeah.
a cookie.
It's a biscotti,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
it's biscotti.
Yeah, it's biscotti. Which is somewhat of a cookie. Yeah.
Because they have to make it so that they don't go bad.
Mm-hmm. They do. Oh gosh, Kellen shows up again too to ask for the payment for the madrigal, and everybody's like, "Why are you here? We don't like you."
Did they decide to do that yet? Like, I don't think the meeting happened yet.
No, the meeting hasn't happened. Kellen just shows up and is like, "Just so you know,
Oh, right.
there's only 3 more days." And she's like, "Yeah, you might not want to."
3 days remain.
3 days remain. Yeah. And I guess this entire time Viv is kind of like, I don't know, struggle might not be the right word, but I guess she is sort of internally struggling with the fact that she has her old sword posted up on the wall of the cafe, and she's like, I could just kill this guy right now. But she's like, no, we gotta play it cool, we gotta do it the peaceful way. The whole time. But I also understand, I never obviously would go to the extremes, but I do understand the man, I could just kill this person. Being so angry with someone and just being like, go away, I want you to Thanos away.
Yeah, she's trying to start a new life.
Yeah.
She's not a warrior anymore.
Yeah, so she's trying to balance her emotions and all of her thoughts and things. So they get. Who says that? Oh yeah, because Callan is being annoying about wanting the payment, but then Lack shows up and he's like, "Look, you're being stupid, Callan," and then he's like, "Shut up, you insufferable shit weasel," and pushes him out the door because he's just being terrible.
He's just being a little creep. He's just a little creep.
Yeah, you're just being a little creep, dude. We just need to get the money.
I distinctly remember I was at first break, which is at 8 a.m. for us, and it was we usually have breakfast. And so I was reading that, and it was very quiet and very dark, and I went, shit weasel out loud. And
great.
Everybody went dead quiet and looked at me, and I didn't even know how to explain. How do I explain what just happened?
Oh no, I've been there before though.
You just go, you know, This guy just got called never mind.
Never mind.
Wait, did they ever establish like what kind of fantasy race Kellen and what's his face are?
No, I think they're just like human-y. Human-like.
Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't, yeah.
It don't really matter.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna try connecting back to the computer.
Okay. Tiandri and Viv have a really nice moment because Viv is like, "Are you okay?" Kellen was a huge asshole. But I guess it's just like Viv is just like, "No, it's okay. Like, I'll take care of him if worst comes to worst," basically. But Tiandri is also like, "But you don't need to do that. Like, that's not your life anymore, too." And it's nice. Like, just because I'm being harassed doesn't make it enough for you to, like, go back to your old life. So they have a nice, tiny conversation on that.
Relationship.
Yeah. Human spoken like a true human. I'm a slug.
I like that the characters, actually act like adults.
Yes.
They get mad sometimes and they do stupid things, but they're also, like, mature enough to be like, I can't just fight my way out of every problem. I'm not gonna just be like, you spoke bad about my girlfriend. I'm gonna, like, beat you over with my big sword.
We're not supposed to do. Oh no.
Oh, well.
I had just sharpened it. God.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I guess the 3 days come. Oh yeah, I know because Viv is like, I know what I'm gonna do to counter the magical text. I'm just gonna call my old friends over to see what I should do about this because I don't know what to do about it. So she calls all her friends, her old adventuring friends, and they all come to the cafe to see what Viv has done with her life, and also have a discussion about the magical. So you finally get to meet them. There's Rune, Galena, and Travis. Is that how they're pronounced? I don't know, but
I think so.
Yeah.
Travis, okay. And they're all her friends. They're all like friendly, and they like are happy that Viv has like a successful business.
Yeah, it's like your old party members. No, it's like your old D&D group getting back together.
Yeah, it's like the old D&D group.
Except we don't talk about Fennis, because Fennis is like that one gross D&D group who like tried to min-max his character and tried to like be the Mary Sue or Gary Stu of the whole story.
He thinks he's the party leader, and he hasn't led anything other than his own shoes.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I know those people.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. No, it's fine. But yeah, they're really I guess supportive of her, and also like, oh, this madrigal wants the. Well, I think okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying not to like skim through the whole book. The initial thing is Viv is like, we just hold out and we like prevent them from getting the money, and we just fight them off. And her old party mates are like, is that really what you want to do?
Galena, like a true ride or die, is like, yes.
Galena's like, hell yeah.
I'll kill them in their sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever saw Venture Bros, but there's like this one scene where they get like two like little henchmen, and then they're like, we could kill him with a knife, or I could cut out his tongue with a knife.
Yes, I have seen that.
That's Galena, absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely.
She's
With
just
that
like,
knife.
he's an assassin gnome, and she's just like, yeah, I could do a little stabby, and your problems would be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, but eventually they come to the conclusion that so Travis actually knows the madrigal, and he's like, hey, I think you actually have more in common than you would think, so how about I go talk to the madrigal and you just work it out that way instead of fighting.
Yeah. Travis, the secret MVP.
Yeah, secret MVP.
Yeah, he barely shows up in the story.
He doesn't have to say much. He's like, he's described as being the quiet one, only talks when necessary.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he is the MVP though.
I wonder what a stone bay is though. Is it like a big rock golem, or is it like a?
It's
like
a stone
elf?
fae, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means, but I want to know what it means.
So if we're going off of like stone gnome, it's so in D&D, like a rock gnome is like a gnome, but they grew up surrounded by mountains and stuff. So like I in my head I always imagine them being like made of different kinds of stone because they needed to blend in, and then like maybe have like gems embedded in them or something. I don't know if that translates to the elf idea, but that's at least what like rock gnomes are.
Yeah,
That
or
is
is he
neat,
like
though.
is he like Korg from the Marvel movies, the big rock dude?
Oh, right.
With the
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But I
don't
just
know.
like the idea of like this big like giant rock dude being like, actually, like, let's not fight.
Yeah,
Let's do
not
this
fight.
diplomatically.
Yeah, I actually think we'll get a better idea of who Galena, Rune, and Tyvis are in the prequel book that comes out later this year, though.
Oh,
Yeah. Which is exciting a little bit. So yeah, they decide to do that instead because it's a better idea than just stabbing people like Galena wants to do. And Tandri apologizes because she worries that she took over in the conversation too much, but Viv's like, no, you were right to just those things, like to not just fight them because, you know, it's her business too, kinda. And
yeah, look at them sticking up for each other, both
Yeah.
with Kellen and this magical stuff.
yeah, we can stick up for each other, yeah. And we're in it together. It's very
Like
cute.
good girlfriends.
Yeah. Oh. So things are quiet for a long time. Then the mysterious chess player comes back. And
Yeah,
Amity.
I really did not get what was going on with him for the
I don't think we're
longest
supposed
time.
to know entirely.
He's
I was
like a
is he playing with a
wanderer.
ghost?
He's an elderly gnome. I think he's somewhat of a time traveler or something like time traveling.
Yeah, or like a time wizard or something.
Time with
Yeah.
TikTok
I just
wizard.
imagine Millhouse Manastorm from Warcraft
Oh. Yeah.
come in. For the gnomes.
Wait, Dara, did you read the book? Anyway. Answer me in the chat. No, okay. So, Cal is here. Oh yeah, because they want to talk about, oh no, everything's fine. Nope, Cal's just there, and he says hi, and then he leaves. He gets his coffee, and then he leaves. And then... Oh, yeah. Viv and Galena go for, like, lunch somewhere, and it's nice, and they talk about, like, how, like... Viv is really happy with her decisions, and Galena is supportive of it, but she's like, man... Just a little bit, man. But she is overall happy, but the main reason is that Tyvis has, what is the word? Set up a meeting with the Madrigal for Viv.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
They can unjimmy their jam and figure out what's going on.
Yeah. It's true. And, I think, Galena warns Viv about Fennis being a creep, that he might show up out of nowhere. So keep an eye out for him. Because he thinks that he deserves something that he doesn't necessarily deserve.
He's being his own hype man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Viv warns Tandri of the situation. And then they leave. And there's like foreshadowing in the wording, but it's okay. We'll get to that part when it's actually in the story. So she gets the note that says to go to the Madrigal on Friday at dusk, unarmed. So she goes alone to go talk to the Madrigal. think that's pretty much all that happens. And the Madrigal is actually not that bad. She's a pretty understanding lady. And I think they both don't like Fennis. Is that a thing? Yeah, nobody likes Fennis in this entire book.
He's fantastic at rubbing people the wrong way.
Yes.
Yeah, the Madrigal's just kind of like, yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah, he did provide me some information, but like whatever is what she says basically.
Yeah. Like part of the information was that he's a huge asshole.
Yeah, so like Viv doesn't want to pay the tax, and she's like, well, that's okay, I guess. But maybe you should give me like what 24 cinnamon rolls as payment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like, I can't just let you go because I gotta keep up my reputation.
Yeah, I have a business.
Yeah, I got a business to run over here.
But maybe some cinnamon rolls as payment instead.
Which, like,
Wait, does
what
she
a
also
deal,
know Lainey?
honestly.
Yeah.
Was it that she also knew Lainey too, or?
No, I think she just really liked the cinnamon rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Thimble is just that good at making cinnamon rolls.
Honestly, Thimble kind of MVP too.
Yeah, Thimble MVP.
Cafe. The coffee's good and all, but like I think Thimble is like what sells it.
It's true. Yeah. So that whole ordeal is settled. The Madrigal also knows about the Scalvert Stone, and she's like, "You can have it. It's fine. It's not gonna do me any good. So whatever. I just want the cinnamon rolls." Overall, in the end, that's what the conversation came down to.
I mean, like, for the record, as somebody who is currently in the midst of a trade agreement for eggs for baked goods, me giving baked goods, them giving eggs. It's real in these streets.
Do you have someone laying your eggs?
No, I'm trying to get a coworker to give me her eggs, and I will be trading her baked goods.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, bartering is real.
Her chicken's eggs. I want to be very clear. Her chicken's eggs, not her natural eggs.
I assume chicken eggs. That's funny. I think maybe it's the next day or maybe it's later on. Viv, I don't know, come clean isn't the word, she just reveals that the reason why Fennis might be after like the cafe is because of the Scalvert Stone. So all is out in the open now. And I mean it's nice that, I don't know, Viv
they're
trusts
opening
Cameron
up
now?
to each other.
Yeah, they're opening up to each other.
They're telling each other their secrets.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they just discuss like why does he even want the stone, and it's just like, well, I guess he just didn't like that I only wanted one thing in the last party, and that just happened to be the thing he wants now, and he's dumb. Basically.
Yeah, I think it's like it was perfectly fair. She just wanted one thing, and then they got all the rest of the treasure. But he's like, wait, that's too suspicious that she only wanted that one thing and gave up all the other treasure. I guess that means that whatever the one thing she has is better than all my treasure, so I want that thing.
Yeah, he's just greedy.
It's just so greedy. What the fuck?
Okay.
Get out of here, Venice. No one likes you.
Go away, Venice. Yeah.
Be better.
Yeah, literally, just do better.
That's true.
I know.
But speaking of eggs, the next day Thimble comes with a bag of ice and eggs to like keep the eggs colder for longer. Because they need ice. Yeah.
Like an ice box.
I was like, oh hey, eggs.
Okay, one complaint I have about the story is how many things can be like in the magical world can be explained by, oh yes, gnomish technology.
Yeah, they have Dua X gnome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is true.
I would have liked it coming from like various different sources, maybe like an ice bay makes a refrigerator or something.
Yeah. That is true. That would be neat to see. At the same time, from my perspective, I'm so used to everything being invented by dwarves, and I think gnomes are so much cooler, so the fact that it is gnomes made me happy.
I don't know. And WoW, everything is still invented by gnomes or goblins.
Yeah, I don't know. In like Faerun and like the Pathfinder world, I think it's always
True. It's always dwarves. Yeah, well, wait, most of those also don't have gnomes, though. They have halflings, which are different.
D&D, they both have gnomes.
Oh, they both have gnomes? What the heck do gnomes do then?
They're chilling. Well, they're like the rock gnomes, like Faye said. Or
Got it.
Yeah, gnomes in D&D, they just kind of vibe out, I'll be honest, because like dwarves get all the technology, and halflings get all the food and travel and homeliness, and then gnomes are just like tiny gremlins. There's like,
Yeah, they're always the major adventurers. Whenever there's like somebody piloting like a big ship, it's always like a little gnome lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, they invent iced lattes because now they have ice.
Yeah, and then Hemington finally gets something he can finally drink.
Yes.
Yeah, literally.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, there you go, Hemington. But they also like
They also bully him though.
they bully him still. Yeah. They also come out with like they have like an agreement where he can like set up a ward around the cafe because he knows how like ley lines work or whatever. I don't remember. It's not called a ward, but it's basically that, right?
Yeah. It's like a little security tripwire kind of thing.
Yeah.
It only goes off once.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, sure, I'll do it. If we'll get you to stop bullying.
It's a little home alarm.
Yeah, little home alarm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, any drink iced, a refined twist is added to the menu.
Wait, I feel like we skipped the chocolate crescents at some point.
No, they're not here yet.
Not yet? Okay. I'm wrong.
That's okay. I'm just going through the book as we're talking.
So.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah, the chess game comes up again because it's funny.
I love how Sandry's just like staring at the chess game like, what is even happening?
Yeah, she's so interested in it. But he's also like, he's not like sure at what point in time the cafe like is in, and he's like, oh, everything will be all right. I guess because Viv like expresses like some insecurity at some point. He's like, nah, it's all good. I remember that now. Thimble runs away at some point, and then he comes back with an amazing dark little rectangle. And it's chocolate. He's found chocolate, and nobody's had chocolate before, and they're all like, holy crap, that's so good. So Thimble, anytime you have any big ideas, you can assume I'm on board with all of them, says Viv. So Thimble gets to work, and he makes beautiful little roly crescents. What do you call them? Croissant. He makes a croissant. A chocolate croissant. Isn't that chocolate au pain though?
Yeah, pain au chocolat.
Pain au chocolat. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, pain au chocolat. Yeah.
Because the French are weird, but
it's okay. We can call them croissants.
Croissants.
Or they call them midnight crescents, which is kind of sexy sounding.
Yeah. So they have delicious croissants, and then at the end of the day, Tandri invites Viv out for a night picnic. An evening picnic. Which is very cute. They just kind of like, they have some nice food, and they just talk. But like, why did Tandri leave the university? Oh gosh. She just wanted to go somewhere. She honestly just wanted to learn stuff, was her basic reasoning for going to the university.
Yeah, she didn't want to be like stuck in the stereotype of like succubi being like, you know, all sexy and stuff. And she just wanted to like figure out what else she could do with her life.
Yeah. Yeah, but it seemed like that like stereotype followed her into college, and it just got to be more than she was willing to deal with, so she left the college.
God, I love Tangerine.
Yeah, which is sad. It's like kind of relatable in a way, although I didn't quit college, but I do understand her feelings. And Viv is like, "Fuck those motherfuckers for being mean to you."
Per quote, you can write that down, everybody.
She really does say that.
It's so funny that everything's fantasy, but they still have the word fuck.
Yeah, why not? Why not? That's almost honestly, I kind of like it when they just use the typical English
Right.
swear words, because I just read a book where they used a different word, and it was really.
It doesn't
grating,
hit the same,
actually.
right?
It was grating too. It was like, I don't like
Oh,
this
gosh.
word. It doesn't hit like fuck, man.
Yeah. Time to drop the F word. Fantasy.
Woo! Oh. So, oh yeah, they go, Viv walks Tandry home. He's like, here's my adorable, single, tiny one-room apartment. I just never moved out, even though this is like, it was like her place she stayed at while she was going to the college, but she just never moved out.
Oh yeah, they had their little like picnic dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. And they like talked
was
about
very
school and got to know each other more.
Mm-hmm.
The side quest we were all waiting for.
And then Viv kind of like awkwardly just says, I guess I should go home.
Yeah, guess I should go.
Yeah.
And she walks home.
Uh-huh. And then they both go to sleep thinking, wait, was that a date? Because that's how lesbians do things.
Yeah. It's true. But it's okay, even though they didn't stay the night together. Midnight crescents are on the menu now. At Legends and Lattes, which are buttery foldovers with a sinful center. And they're super good. Hem likes them. And he has set up the tripwire. Henry is getting actually more comfortable with playing at Legends and Lattes.
Yeah.
And he has like fangirls. Things are going up well for him.
Yeah, like the little fangirls come up to Viv and are like, is that hot boy who plays the guitar gonna be here again?
Yeah.
It's the guitar, man. It's the curse of the guitar.
I know.
Guitar.
Cursing and a blessing.
They give him such like a shaggy hipster voice in the audiobook.
Oh, really? That's great. Amazing.
Boys in bands.
Boys
Yeah,
in
I know.
bands.
Boys and bands. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
But do you know Wonderwall?
I wanted him to sing Wonderwall, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's
But
fine.
yeah. No. Tangy comes over and is like, oh, another one, huh? That's like the third one this week.
Yeah, it's another girl. And yeah, and they like set up like times for him to like start performing. It really like this entire book is just like the subtle details of setting up a new shop and working out all the everything you want to have for the shop and things like that. Your cafe. And so she like eventually they set up like, come here like 3 days a week, I'll pay you. Yeah. For Pendry. And the entire time Viv is like happy that things are progressing, but she's also really worried because like she thinks that Venice is gonna come and ruin things. Lainey, the dire cat, is also visiting with more regularity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She's described as being a sooty gargoyle.
They try to build a little bed in the corner for her to sleep in and
Yeah.
stuff. But she just like doesn't sleep there. She's like sleeps in the rafters and stuff.
Yeah, she sleeps in the rafters. Even though Tandry tries to like make her a little bed, she's like, no. I'm gonna sleep in the rafters.
Which is the most cat thing.
Mm-hmm. It's
Like,
true.
you make them a whole bed, and no, they want their keyboard.
True, so you get them to get their own little keyboard.
Yeah. Viv and Tandry move along happily, but they also have an awkward conversation about like, oh, this is your place too, right? Oh, I mean, like they can't like totally express how they feel about things.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's very cute.
Yeah. I think, let's see.
It's more like I don't want to lose you.
Yeah, I don't want to
Something's
lose you. This is your place too. Yeah. Yeah. That is what it is. You're right. Let's see. Thimble wants more stuff, but I think it's like... Oh, that's what it is. They want, like, an additional stove because Thimble's baking too much, but they don't really have the space for it. So they're like, I don't know, we'll go ask Cal. Cal's like, I can't really do that because the place isn't big enough. So they don't do that, I guess. Then they set up the live music. I like that they... Yeah, I think
did we
it
talk
is...
about Dennis breaking in yet? Or is that still...
No, he hasn't broken in yet. It's the next... Is it the next one?
I think it might be
he broke in. Yeah.
like
He
that
breaks
night.
in, and then he's like, hey, I'm here.
Hey, I'm a douche, I'm here.
Wire ward, and then
Yeah. Like I had a
it
little
comes
help.
down, and the and Amity is there too, the cat.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, he's not even like surprised or like ashamed. He's like, I see you found me.
Yeah, I see you found me.
I can just imagine him putting like a finger on his lip. He's like, I see you found me.
Ugh, stop it.
Through my dastardly, stealthy deeds.
Stealthy deeds while he like leans on a pillar or something. He's so gross. I hate him.
He is pretty gross.
But he's like, I can't believe you took the Scalvert stone. I will steal it. And he's like, he was caught.
Yeah.
And he like kind of leaves, especially when Amity like gets here.
Yeah, he tries to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter because Amity's like, get out of here. This isn't your place. I hate you.
I was sleeping.
I was sleeping. Yeah.
Sleeping
turns out
on
Amity
the
was
bed they
actually sleeping on the
made.
bed.
Oh,
This is
it's so cute.
It was very cute.
Yeah, it's her cat now.
Yay, she has a big old cat. And yeah, now she's really concerned. Like, without the Scalver Stone, am I anything? Will all my friends go away? I won't have a cafe anymore. What could
Oh
happen?
no,
to
she didn't get it stolen this time though. It's still
No, it
there.
didn't get stolen. She's just worried about it being stolen.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And everything she could lose without it. Or like she thinks that everyone will leave her if she loses it.
Mm-hmm. They only like me because of my stone.
They only like me because my stone that they don't even know about. Except Andrew does. Andrew is concerned because he showed up in the middle of the night. Venice did.
Yeah, and then she's all like, you know what? I'm sleeping here from now on. Like, I don't want you getting hurt. And then Andrew's like, no, I don't want you getting hurt.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want you getting hurt. No, I don't want you getting hurt. Well, we have to sleep together then. Oh, fine.
Oh no, that
have to
doesn't
sleep
work.
together.
No. And then
That's just
Chandri
the
in her
only
usual self.
reasonable solution.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
really.
Yeah, obviously it's the best solution. It's really funny. So yeah, they do that. It's they just like they sleep in the same bed, but like their backs are together or whatever.
Yeah, definitely not gay, you know.
Yeah, not gay at all. Definitely not gay. And then 3 weeks actually came and went. The Madrigal shows up. She takes her her bag of cinnamon rolls, and Viv thinks that she's happy that she's like a friend and not a foe, because she would be actually someone difficult to deal with because she clearly has a lot of power in the town.
Mm-mm.
But she warns her, right? Yeah, she warns Viv that like Venice might do something now. You're gonna want to be careful.
Yeah.
So then, Hemington's word is gone. There's like she doesn't know what to do. They say things like, Chandri says, "Don't be such a baby. We'll make a pact. If mortal danger threatens us, I promise to hide behind you. Deal?" Then Viv agrees, and they like say, yeah, they just go to the top of the ladder. They sleep in their weird not bed because Viv doesn't get a bed the whole time.
That's right. She just kind of sleeps in a little cot or a sleeping bag or something.
Yeah, it's a sleeping bag essentially,
Yeah.
which is like not great. But I guess if you're an orc and you're used to adventuring, or just used to adventuring, it doesn't matter to you.
Right.
Yeah, but it's all right. And then, yeah, for the first time in ages, Viv fell asleep almost instantly and did not wake until morning because Tandry was there.
Yeah, and doesn't
nice,
Tanger's
warm
male kind
presence.
of like hug her a little bit or something? I
I
forget.
don't know. Let's see.
They noticed the her tail movement a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the
yeah, I
warmth,
think it's
and
the
then,
tail. Oh, sorry, Faye, were you gonna say something?
I was not, no.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say about how Tanger's tail was poking Viv's butt.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know if that's what you're gonna say, but that's what I was gonna say.
Write that down.
They have another unremarkable day overall, but they're very tense because they don't know when Venice is going to strike. The day was done. Amity has been like literally hanging out directly like in the cafe the whole day because she's like worried. Clearly Amity thinks something's up. But I don't know if you have pets or anything, but I always feel like I look to my cat when I'm worried that something has happened, like I hear a noise in the house or something, because my cat knows if it's a concern or not. I'm like, did you wake up? No? Okay, it's nothing. So I feel like I was like, that's what Amity's doing. I don't know. Something like that.
Every once in a while when I go through like a phase of nightmares, which is like I'll watch too many spooky things and have nightmares, so
I
it's
get
not
that.
like sadness or anything. Anyway, so like I'll sleep with my dogs, especially then. And if I wake up just because I think I've heard something, it's like, all right, are the dogs still asleep? Yes. Okay, it was fake. It's all in my head.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I should have a dog.
Yeah, dogs are good too. Dogs, cats, all the good.
Cats don't like me.
Oh no!
I like cats.
I like cats. Cats don't like me. It's a curse.
I would get a turtle. I should get a turtle too. But I feel like if I woke up and I'm like, oh, the turtle's still asleep, nothing's wrong, I feel like even if someone did break it, the turtle is still asleep.
Maybe the
look,
turtle
it's-
isn't the best option.
Everything's happening. It's still trying to sprawl its head out of its shell. You're like, okay, I see. You're just taking your time, huh?
Oh. That would be funny though if you had like an alert turtle.
Alert turtle.
Alert
An
turtle.
turtle.
Yeah,
No.
Yes.
And then honestly the biggest conflict in the book happens, unfortunately. They're both Tandry and Viv are awakened as they realize that the cafe is on fire, but not like a normal fire. It's like a green, like witch fire type of thing.
Like a fell fire.
Yeah, like a fell fire. Yeah,
Shadow flame.
yeah. I can see you played a lot of Warcraft.
Oh, I don't even play Warcraft.
I get it.
But Hearthstone, yes. So anyway, yeah, the green flame starts spreading and it's so hot, and then like Viv like tries to like get Tandry out, and the building's collapsing, and the Scalvard Stone is like she doesn't even have time to check, but she's pretty sure it got taken,
Yeah.
and she like busts through the entrance and like breaks apart like the door to get Tandry out, and she runs back in to grab the coffee machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all she can save.
It's very vivid, very
Very
tense.
visceral. Yeah.
Very visceral. That's a better word.
Yeah.
'Cause they were getting burnt up.
And she's like covered in burn marks, and the clothes like are all like charred and everything.
Yeah.
Not in a hot way, but like in a sad way.
Yeah, in a sad way.
Sorry, she's not in the hot way.
I'm sorry.
It
I'm
was funny.
too
I
gay
loved
for
it.
this
I
world.
just
It's
wasn't. I wasn't prepared for it. That's all.
It's funny.
and they're just like hugging each other, and then the whole community around them is coming over and like seeing their life's work go up in flames, and like giving them blankets and like
Yeah.
cheering them up.
They're all helping.
Mm.
They're all helping out. And at the end of the day, when everything is taken care of, and Viv finds like her like lockbox, she like Cal has them like has like a what is the thing cart and like takes them.
Yeah.
And it takes them to Tandree's place.
Mhm.
Oh, which is sad and cute. Oh yeah, and then Thimble shows up like usual and is like, oh no. And it's so sad.
And it runs away. It's so sad.
Yeah. Like, oh no. But yeah, after that, naturally, I think it's like a pretty okay response. Viv is just like really out of it. Like she doesn't know what to do. Like all of her hard work is like literally went up in flames.
Oh.
And she doesn't have the Scalabret Stone anymore, so she doesn't know if she has friends anymore. Like everything that she thought is like gone.
Gosh, I'm gonna cry.
I know, right?
Such a big baby.
Yeah. And like Viv,
Yeah, you disagreed. You're just like, yeah.
or no, I said yeah because I was like, yeah, because I figured out where I needed to talk in the plot. Sorry. Oops. Tandree was taking care of Viv while she was like out of it because Viv has like burns all over. Because she like went back into the fire to get the coffee machine and everything. And Viv is like, I'm sorry. Tandree's like, what the heck? Why are you sorry? But it's just like, there's nothing to really apologize for. Viv wants to go back to the ruin, I guess, but she can't. She just needs to sleep and rest because she's injured. But really, it's just Viv is obviously a little depressed for a few days because, like, everything is gone. She goes and gets Black Blood, her sword, out of the pile because it survived. Probably because it's magical, but, like a +1 sword. And it's more than that, but, yeah, she gets that, and it's the only thing that, like, had remained in the rubble. She sleeps for several days, and then Cal comes over and is like, we can start rebuilding, you know.
His normal, we're gonna start rebuilding. We're gonna have to start with some new scraps and
Yeah, it's like not even a question for him. He's like, we gotta rebuild.
Yeah, we gotta go rebuild it. I'm gonna need more help from you this time, but we gotta go rebuild it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole community, this is the part I was crying at. I'm like, the whole community came together to
Yeah.
help them.
It's really cute. Like, everybody that helped out in the shop, like, goes and helps, like,
Yeah.
helps out. Henry was, like, worked for, like, a woodworker, so he's actually really good.
Around, and he's like, I'm not that strong, but I can put some, like, wards inside of it this time.
Yeah, even Hamilton helps out.
I know.
It's all very cute. Actually, I should ask both of you, because I'm sorry. I haven't been asking Faye and Realm. How did this whole entire thing impact you? How did you feel about it? Tell me your juicy feelings. I don't know why I said that. I'm getting tired. I'm sorry.
My feelings feel quite medium rare at the moment. I'd say I enjoyed the pace of everything so far. I remember, Toto, you mentioned the fact, or I don't know if it was Toto or Faye. I think one of you guys mentioned that the whole chapter and a quarter or so of them building up the shop felt a little slow. But then it like subsequently got better as it went along, and I kind of just like went along with it. I really had no point where I had to stop. Only reason I had to stop was like I said, I was listening to this as I was walking or driving my car to work or breaks and stuff like that.
We were reading the audiobook though, so it was different for us, I guess.
It's true.
Listening to it as opposed to reading it.
That's true.
Yeah. The only part that I actually read, because I also borrowed the book from my library. I did see, you mentioned before, the little like menu and little like drawn parts of it all.
Yeah.
That's nice to see. But I liked the pace. I enjoyed the fact that they were very like you said before, it was very visceral, especially during this part. And I'm like, well, seeing as how it would go, I would hope that like, you know, the town would like Viv as much as they do, would come together for everything. So just like, I just want to see it. Was a nice ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought it was really cute. I mean, I did have the complaint of like I struggle visualizing things,
Yeah.
and so when there was like an entire chapter and a half of putting together a shop, I was just kind of like, okay, and
Yeah, I get it.
but I loved the characters, like, and it felt like a D&D campaign that's not Critical Role. Because like in a normal D&D campaign, you're not going to roleplay as much. You're not going to like go through everything. There's going to be some stuff you skim over, and everyone's just going to have to be okay with that. And I liked that. I wasn't too mad at that.
That's true.
But yeah, it was fun. It was like a quick, easy, good read. The only issue I had with it, especially towards the end, was like I wanted to finish it and break was over, and I was like, no.
Oh no!
I hate that.
Couldn't finish this book because work. 0 out of 10.
Literally.
And I didn't get to the ending, but it is a happy ending. They all rebuild it. Tandri actually makes a new sign that uses black blood within the sign. Legends and Lattes is reborn. They have a nice. It's basically just a nice thing, but it's actually rebuilt. I think the part I was like, "Aw!" at the end because the house was rebuilt with the upper level having 2 rooms, one for Viv and one for Tandri.
Aww.
So they can stay
Okay, but
together.
what if just one bedroom though? You know.
But there's one, but well, they're allowed to take it slow.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So I was like, slow? What do you mean?
What's slow? What do you mean?
They survived through a fire together. Come on.
I know they did. It's just a really cute ending. In the end, Viv realizes that the Scalvert Stone may have helped her, but it wasn't the thing that made.
It was
the
actually
cafe
the
fast.
time wizard gnome who comes around who's like,
Yeah,
his name Cornelius? I'm gonna call him Cornelius.
something like that. I don't know.
Oh, like that. Cornelius comes around and he's just like, well, I remember the Scalvert Stone. The Scalvert Stone doesn't give you good fortune. It attracts like-minded people to you.
Yeah. So the Scalver Stone is actually the friends that we meet along the way.
Yeah. The real
Have you been
Scalvert
waiting
The
the,
one-
entire time to
all
make that
along.
joke?
The one Scalver Stone is real.
Are you asking if I did?
Yes.
Yes.
That was a premeditated joke. I could smell it.
Shh.
Delectable foreshadowing.
Yep.
Uh,
But it was.
yeah, that
though.
also means though that when fucking Venice has a stone, he's like a lying cheat and like a gross dude, gross asshole. So
Hey, good luck.
other
pal.
lying cheats and gross assholes like Lack get attracted to it.
Yeah, it's not gonna work as well for him, basically.
Yeah.
And then I think the cat comes after him in the end. At
The cat
very
kills
end,
him at the very end.
He kills him?
He's like jumping away from the cat, and then the cat chases him and pounds him. And
Oh,
it's like
I guess maybe he's dead.
No, he's dead because the it says like in his last moments, his thoughts were, "Oh fuck, it's the cat."
Not the cat.
Oh yeah, I guess he's dead. Well, damn, I guess he got
Yeah, no, he
came
died.
after him.
He's
Imagine
fucking
having
gone.
such a skill issue that you die by cat.
I know, right?
But he's the type of person who just blamed the lag. He's like, oh,
Right.
this
Blame the
connection,
lag.
man. This is horrible.
Would.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, it wasn't fair. I wasn't using my good controller.
Yeah. So yes, that was Legends and Lattes. It was fun to recount everything that happened because it had been like 2 months now since I had read it, so that's good. Yeah, I guess I don't know. It was enjoyable. I would say. Like, I feel like unless you're someone that's expecting this book to actually have like major action in it, which I tried to like let people know that that's not the kind of book this is, I think you'll at least like it, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's very like slice of life, right?
Yeah, it's very
Yes.
slice of life.
No big action, no, not even big romance. Like I keep joking about the lesbian stuff in it, but like they take it really slow. They don't really like do much like physical intimacy.
They do Kisu though.
They do kisu like once.
Yeah, okay.
It's not.
Well,
It's not like you know, like the romantic, like, oh, I love you so much. It's like, oh, you know, like
that's
we
what more books
mean a
are
lot
for.
to me, kind of thing, which is very meaningful and like very like nice to read, very cozy. I understand it's not what like everyone wants. Some people want that like hot, steamy romance.
It's true.
And this is not that kind of book.
No,
I don't mind. I think it was very good.
Yeah, it's definitely a cozy fantasy, like it's advertised as. Yeah, which is like
Yeah, and
lower
there's no
stakes.
action, so like, don't expect that. One thing I had an issue with was it did feel like okay, I had a couple critiques. Is that it does feel like everything happens kind of fast.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any days where like nothing happens, which I guess is like to keep the pace going along.
Yeah.
Like maybe some days it's just like they're just chill, you know?
Yeah. There are
there's
days
some-
that I think are chill, they just skip over them.
Yeah, for sure.
It almost recounts like a diary. It's like, here are the interesting bits, here are the bits that like, I want to remember that matter.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe it would have like, even if you added like some other antics or some other like little filler days in between, it could have added like, nobody likes filler, but like sometimes filler adds a sense of time
That's true.
between the parts, because it felt like Venice was like there, and then they said he like came back like a few like weeks or months later. Like I think it was like winter by the time he sets fire to the shop.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that much time had passed. It was just like, oh.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
fair.
That is
And the other critique I had was Viv is a very reactionary protagonist.
yeah.
Like things kind of like happen to her. She doesn't do her
A
own
whole
thing.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, she has the initial idea,
It's
but
true.
yeah, otherwise she is very much just like reacting to what's happening around her.
It's true, and I'm wondering if it's just simply she doesn't think. I think part of it is that she doesn't think that she can do it, and she doesn't feel like doesn't even know what to do, so she's just kind of going with the flow. But at the same time, I think it's just the way the story was written. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost feels like she's like the protagonist in like an RPG or like dating sim game,
Yeah. Yeah.
or like she's just like you just react to the things happening to you.
Yeah.
That said, still 9 out of 10 book. I think I still really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. You can give your rating first. That's totally fine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just like saying though, I still really enjoyed the book though.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, so actually, I don't know. I guess I should explain this to Faye. So we have a weird way of rating things in this reading club.
Okay.
We have our star slug rating, our star rating, right? And our slug rating, right?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
star is objectively, like, would you recommend this book to people objectively? And then your subjective opinion is it the other way around?
Yeah, because we're the stars. We're the stars.
Oh, we're the stars. And the other people
Oh,
are
I
the
thought we were the
slugs.
slugs. That's why.
Well, I'm the only slug,
Like-
so I guess.
Like, okay. So at least the
Sorry,
part of
sorry,
it was
sorry.
the slug in the parameters, like how high of a rating, or how would you recommend this to a person?
Oh, so slug is the objective one. You're right. I'm sorry, I
Slug-
did it wrong, Faye. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I feel like
I just
You know,
needed
we
to know
mix it up
what
like every
happened.
time.
before. We mix it up.
Yeah, I always
Yeah, we like
forget.
mix it up around here.
I need to make like a sticky note and put it.
We'll have a nice graphic someday.
Yeah,
We should have a graphic that pops up on the screen to give our ratings.
that's true.
Mhm.
Right, that would be very
I'll
cute.
ask Dawn to make it.
Mhm.
But yeah, to be honest, we do it like 10 out of 10, I guess, or 0 out of 10, however many you want. But yeah, I guess, would you recommend this to people, and how much did you like it? That's what I'm asking.
Okay. I very much liked it. I would not recommend it to avid fantasy readers unless they were specifically looking for a subject like this, because they would notice the little like plot holes and they would want the idle time and such.
Yeah.
Because they're used to those big thick books. But to somebody who wants to dip their toe in fantasy and to just read it whenever they can, I think it's a phenomenal book for that.
Yeah. For sure.
And then how much did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great. It was perfect. It was the exact break I needed from my current romance novel candy binge.
Yeah, it's light on the romance, but it's still there.
You gotta dip your toes.
Oh yeah.
I would say star rating. I would give it like I think an 8.5
Okay.
out of 10. Just to me, I don't really have much to say on the objective part of it, except I think it was just a nice fantasy novel. It did its job, and it's like its very own little niche, like you said, the high fantasy, low stakes sort of biz. But like, how much would I recommend this to a person? I would a lot. I have a couple friends, even like my cousins I saw over for the holiday, and we talk a lot about like high fantasy stuff, and they're very into it. I would recommend it to them, but like I recommend it to my sister. Since like I said, I borrowed the book, and just like you should check it out. Because personally for me, this was like, I was really looking for this type of book when you recommended it to me. Because I really wanted like a fantasy slice of life romance, like actual romance, not, you know, like uncomfortable amounts of tension sort of thing. Like get the story going, let me enjoy them enjoying each other's presence, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And I loved a lot of the characters, so I'm gonna give it like a 9.5 for a slug rating. I would recommend a lot of people, if you're feeling it, awesome. If you need a break, I think you should take a look at this, and if you're reading a lot of high fantasy already, you'll get past it before you know it, and then you're ready to move on.
Yeah. I think you're right about the romance thing, because a lot of like quote unquote romance things end with them kissing for the first time, and then it's like the end.
Yeah.
You don't actually see the chemistry between them.
Yeah.
And I guess I should add, like, I think my pacing issues with the book also have to do with how I like listened to it all in one day with the audiobook. So yeah. I already gave most of my thoughts, but yeah, I would give 9 out of 10 for star rating over my personal rating. And slug rating, I think 8 out of 10. Like, if you don't like slice of life, then I don't think this is the book for you.
Yeah.
But for everyone else, yeah, it is a great read. It's an easy read too. It is not that difficult to parse. So it's quite a relaxing read. Good for just like, a little bedtime read, maybe even like a morning or like a break read, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so Faye, you don't have to give like the number rating if you don't want to, but feel free to jump in if you do. I'm bringing up
solid 8 out of 10 on both scales, I think, for me.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think, okay. So, yeah, so I'm the one who recommended this book, so I guess you already know I like it. I think upon like thinking about this book a lot, like in the past week, I think my only real complaint about this book is that most of the stuff that happened, like, this is a fantasy world, but most of the stuff that happens is like, this could just happen in a contemporary, cozy, whatever. It's not, like, I think, I wish that, like, the orcs, like, she had, like, something that was orc-like. Like, Tandri has her tail, and, of course, the fire at the end is like a magical fire, but otherwise, most of it's just like, me.
Yeah, even like the things that like wouldn't work in a fantasy world are just kind of explained as gnome inventions.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's a bad thing, because it's still like people that are not used to reading fantasy can enter the fantasy world through this, because like
it's like
they all have
almost
fantasy
like
names and stuff.
mid fantasy instead of high fantasy.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, but I still, of course, I really liked it. It's very cute. It's simple to read, and I actually like that it's simple to read. Because I think, like, people, even if you have, like, a lower literacy level, you could still read this book, for the most part.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's a really good thing. We need to have more books like that, I think, in the world. That are fantasy, but anyone can read them. So I think for me, what I recommended, I would also give it an 8 out of 10, because I wouldn't recommend it to people that are, like, avid fantasy readers, like Faye said, but pretty much anyone else, I'd probably be like, yeah, might as well pick it up. And most of my like friends that I play D&D with are rather interested in it, even though they do like all of that deep fantasy. So I wonder what they'll think of it. I don't know. And then I think for my personal rating, it's like a 9 out of 10. It does have some pacing things where I'm like, when did that happen? Okay. And then I guess I like that it feels like a slice of life thing. Like every day it's just something new happening at the cafe. But at the same time, it almost gets repetitive. But the book is so short, it doesn't overstay its welcome.
That's true. It's almost like episodic.
Yeah. So it's
I feel like this would be like a great visual novel.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
that'd be cute.
absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, 9 out
Yeah,
of
give me
10.
the missions to make the different lattes.
Yeah.
If it was a visual novel, you could even add in a lot of the. Well, I guess I when you said visual novel, I thought webtoon because I was thinking if it's like a comic, you could add in some of the fluff to
Yeah, it could be
span out.
either. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would fix your plotting issue.
It's true.
And then the gameplay could be like you gotta serve the right drinks and get the right
It's
Oh,
just
and then
coffee
there's, like,
talk. It's just
then
coffee
there's
talk.
affinity
You're right.
with different people.
Oh yeah. And then maybe you could have alternate routes. So in one you date Cal and then you kiss him and he just goes,
That would be hilarious.
All right, we need Dawn again for this.
Yeah. Oh
Or
my
you
gosh.
date Thimble and he just like you kiss him and he just like literally explodes. He's just so shy.
Bless him.
He's so shy. Oh, it is true. I'd love to just see him on my screen in a visual novel or a webtoon, either way.
I like
Yeah.
the idea that he has a lot of like rat antics, like he brushes his face a lot when he's stressed or something.
Oh,
Yeah, he's the only character that I'm like, this is a fantasy character.
right.
Yeah.
Like Viv just kind of acts like a big lady a lot of
Mhm.
the time. She's just big lady.
Yeah.
Though I guess at the end, breaking out the fire, she like does like kind of exert her strength to like
It's
break
true,
her-
it's true.
out.
Yeah, I felt like at the end it felt more fantasy-like than pretty much at any other point in the
I hate
book.
that it takes a fantasy fire to make
Well,
a fantasy book
maybe-
feel fantasy.
Well, I guess the argument is like, well, what do you think of fantasy? What do you think like fantasy is? Maybe for some people, their fantasy is just having a nice like relaxed time in a coffee shop
That's
with
true.
like magical, colorful characters.
That's true.
It doesn't.
Coffee shop AUs are really
Right.
popular too. So,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a big adventure to be counted as fantasy, right? It doesn't have to have action.
yeah, that is true. Hmm.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
No, it's nice. It's like a nice reminder. Like when I was, because I lived in Italy for a little bit, like during college, and like some of my favorite times was just like finding that like one or two cafes in the city that I could just hang out and like do my work in,
Mm.
and it was like so
Yeah.
lively. That's like nice to reminisce
Mhm.
about.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you have like older like fae stories and stuff that are not about like the action and just about like magical things happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many like super magical things happen in this book. A lot of them are just kind of like, you know, socializing with people.
Yeah. That's all right though. I mean, there are plenty of like anime that I can think of that are exactly like that, so there's no issue. Like, there's definitely an audience for it.
Oh man, I am so glad this is not an isekai though. Oh, that would make it so much worse.
Mhm. You would have flipped a lid.
I don't know if
I
I would
know.
have recommended it. I don't think
I
could
got
have worked
teleported
with
to a
it.
magical world and I'm trying to open a coffee shop.
Oh my god!
Probably
And that
not
wouldn't even be the
tried.
longest name.
I know.
Actually, if anybody does want to read more of In This World right now, there is a short story on Travis Baldree's website that you can read it for free. My face froze up. Hold on, I forgot to plug my battery. My
Yeah,
face
plug
battery.
the battery back into your face.
Yeah, my face battery.
Plug in your face.
There we go. But yeah, that's something too. It actually came in my copy of Legends and Lattes, and I didn't realize that till just now. So I might read it later today, maybe tomorrow.
I think the audiobook also comes with like a little prequel story.
Oh, It's probably
Okay.
the same one. It's like a new bonus prequel story, pages to fill. But you can also
Oh yeah. It's the same
Yeah.
one.
you can also just read it on his website, which is neat. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Thank you for talking to me about it for 2 hours, everyone.